Hello friends, welcome to Swapnil Sayas. In the previous video, we had studied in depth about the Central Reserve Police Force CRPF. If you are yet to watch that video, please find the link to it in the description. In this video, we will be knowing in detail about the issue of left-wing extremism or Naxalism. This topic is very important for GS paper 3 of mains examination. So let's get started. Before beginning to talk of Naxalism, it is very important to know the historical context and the socio-economic conditions which prevailed in India post its independence. The central eastern belt of India has been traditionally occupied by the tribal communities, each having its distinct socio-cultural setting. These areas had been restive to British occupation, and there had been several revolts against the British colonialism by these tribals, such as the Santhal Revolt of 1855. However, the British mercilessly crushed these rebellions and revolts and brought these areas under their rule. They also forcefully imposed their rules on the tribals, disregarding their unique socio-religious and cultural norms. Through legislations like the Forest Act, the tribals were deprived of their age-old dependence on forests for survival. Many tribals were forced to work as agricultural laborers while some turned to be small peasants. Post the independence of the country in 1947, it was believed that the democratic government of India would take concrete measures to put an end to the sufferings of the tribals. But this hope turned in vain as only the British were replaced by the landlords and moneylenders as the exploiters of the illiterate and poor tribals. Communism as an ideology had made roads into India long ago. Popular leaders like Bhagat Singh preached and advocated this ideology. The Communist Party of India was established in 1925. Three prominent personalities led to the origin of Naxal movement in India: Charu Mazumdar, Kanu Sanyal, and Jangal Santhal. They all were the members of the Communist Party. As a matter of fact, Jangal Santhal even contested Lok Sabha elections on the party's ticket but lost every time. The Communist Party of India, Marxist, CPIM, joined the coalition government in West Bengal state in 1967. However, this was not acceptable to some of the radical members of the party, including the prominent three mentioned earlier, and they organized a Kisan Sabha in Siliguri on 18th May 1967 with Jangal Santhal as its president. In the Sabha, a resolution for violent peasant uprising was passed. Charu Mazumdar propagated his doctrine of armed struggle against landlords. Kanu Sanyal had already laid the foundation for it. On 25th May 1967, the peasants, under the leadership of Jangal Santhal, started to forcibly capture back their lands confiscated by the landlords in the Naxalbari village of Darjeeling district, hence the name Naxalism. In this process, many landlords as well as moderates and police personnel were killed. Naxalism soon spread to many other parts of the country. The factors responsible for it are unequal distribution of land. Post the independence, the land, especially the fertile agricultural one, was concentrated in the hands of few powerful persons. These people literally governed the rural economy of India in their own favor. Lack of institutional credit facilities made the small peasants dependent on them, which in turn made them vulnerable to socio-economic exploitation. Denial of forest rights. The colonial era forest laws prohibited the tribals to exercise their ancestral rights over the forest. Deprived of this, the tribals had no means of livelihood and had to work as agricultural laborers. On the other hand, capitalists and industrialists used these laws in their favor to exploit the forest resources. Repressive measures of the government against the moderates of Communist Party. The Congress government at the center and in many states at that time was speculative of the communist ideology. Many moderate communist leaders were imprisoned and had to suffer lot of hardships. This made the other communist leaders go for radical measures. Poverty and unemployment. The widespread poverty and unemployment also favored the participation of educated youth in the Naxal movement. They brought in not just additional aspects of the communist ideology but also technical know-how and tactics of jungle warfare. Regional disparity. The remote tribal areas covered by hills and dense forest in central India have been virtually left out of India's growth story. The low per capita income, high infant and maternal mortality rates, and lack of necessary amenities such as hospitals and schools have further added to the discontent of the people in these areas. Support of the People's Republic of China. The radical and charismatic leadership of Mao Zedong, the leader of Chinese Communist Revolution, also inspired the Naxal leaders. China has also covertly provided logistic support to the Naxals through the communists in Nepal and also otherwise. The Indian government and the state governments of Naxal affected areas have taken several measures to overcome the issue of Naxalism, such as deployment of central forces to aid the state police. Central forces such as the CRPF has been heavily deployed in Naxal affected areas. Some states have also formed their own specialized anti-Naxal forces such as the Greyhounds by the then Andhra Pradesh. New strategic doctrines such as the Samadhan doctrine of the Union Home Ministry, surrender and rehabilitation schemes for the Naxals, such as the one named Lone Varatu in Chhattisgarh, restoration of the rights of tribals through legislations such as the Forest Rights Act 2006, filling up the governance vacuum. The hitherto unreachable pockets in the Naxal belt are being reached through roads, mobile connections, and effective delivery of public services through Aadhaar-based authentication, such as distribution of ration to BPL and Antyodaya families, have helped create public faith in government. This has adversely impacted Naxal recruitment. As a result of these efforts of the government, the geographical area under the influence of Naxals has been decreasing. However, till the time a major get through is achieved, that decisive victory remains elusive. It must be kept in mind that the infamous Naxal commander and strategist Hidma is still alive, and a considerable area and populace is still under his influence. Friends, hope that this video has made you better acquainted with the issue of Naxalism and its impacts on country's internal security. Let me also take this opportunity to salute all those brave hearts of police and armed forces who sacrificed their lives fighting against this menace of Naxalism. Visit the website bharatkevir.gov.in to contribute towards the betterment of the families of our heroes. Also, like the video, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get notifications about new videos. Jai Hind.